Back-to-back racing action here on GCN, with the first stage of the women's Jayco Herald Sun Tour coming straight after the men's. The two-day event is now in its third year, with 2019 champion Lucy Kennedy looking to defend her title in the colours of Mitchelton Scott. We kick off with stage 1, starting and finishing in Shepparton on a predominantly flat 94km course. With the wind picking up during the day, however, it could play more of a factor here than it did in the men's race. 75 riders left the start line, including the 4 Women's World Tour teams of Mitchelton Scott, LA BTC Ljubljana, Tidco Silicon Valley Bank and Astana. Race director and Herald Sun Tour winner himself, John Trevorrow, got things underway at kilometre 0, and it was a cagey start to proceedings with no team willing to give more than a handful of metres to a potential breakaway. We were still all together at the first intermediate sprint at kilometre 18, which did draw some riders out. It was 19-year-old Alexandra Martin Wallace taking the maximum from GC contender Lauren Stevens and Matilda Reynolds of Specialised Women's Racing. Tidco's Janelle Crooks struggling at the back here. She had got the all clear to race this morning, but a lingering hip injury ultimately proved too painful to continue this race, and she withdrew once they hit the feed zone. Now, this might seem like an unassuming bend near Greater Shepparton, but it actually signalled a major turning point in the race, if you'll pardon the pun. Tidco at the front making the most of their reduced collective horsepower to put some hurt on the riders at the back, as the wind began to blow in just the right direction for them. Some riders caught out include numbers from the Rock Salt Attacker team, including handy sprinter Petter Mullins and Justine Barrow, an impressive silver medalist at the Australian National Championships just a couple of weeks ago. Mitchelton Scott sensed the opportunity too, and the split was established as they hugged the left-hand side of the road. In these conditions, once the wheel is gone, it's very hard to get it back on your own. On the wrong side of the split were many riders from the New Zealand national team and Australian prodigy and national TT champion Sarah Gigante. On the right side was Gigante's team leader Lauren Stevens, most of Astana and Eleni Sierra, Micah Bogard of LA BTC Ljubljana, and right at the back, from back to front, comes Petter Mullins, still with hope of a sprint glory today. She took the win at the second intermediate sprint, at least after 74 kilometres, again with Stevens picking up handy time bonuses in second. With 10 kilometres to go, the gap was up to around 30 seconds to the chasers, but this second group was still working well and had halved it in no time at all, Kirsty Deacon of Veris spending a lot of time in the wind to try and bring it back. But Mitchelton Scott were now in the endgame, Sarah Roy and Gracie Elvin stoking the fire once again, not only for Lucy Kennedy, but also for Jess Roberts, who will have eyed this stage in the roadbook for a victory. Inside the final kilometre, and Astana were now assembling their lead out for Arlena Sierra. The Cuban national champion had a good position going into the turn that led us into the final 200 metres. The sprinters straining to get back up to warp speed. In the middle we had Roberts pushing a sustained seated effort, Ruby Roseman Gannon trying to muscle in off the barriers, but with a clean and uninhibited sprint, Sierra took a classy victory, continuing her improving form at the Cadell Evans Great Ocean Road Race and following up with her first win of the 2020 season. Here's your top 10 on the stage, and with Roberts fading, it was Anna Trevisi who nudged in for second, with Roseman Gannon in third. Best young rider at the Tour Down Under, Jaime Gunning, took 6th, with Raquelme, the two-time Chilean national champion, in 7th for Team Agolico. Let's see how well this woman climbs tomorrow. Judging by her early season form, we hope she can put up a fight to keep that yellow jersey, and she takes a handy 6-second lead over Lauren Stevens and 10 over Lucy Kennedy, who are likely to be her 2 main contenders. The chase group ended up losing a significant 49 seconds by the finish, which is bad news for Ella Harris and Justine Barrow, among others. This is what we've got in store tomorrow on the final stage, a completely different proposition to today. After descending for the first half of the stage to Dewonga South, they then climb back up to Falls Creek for a spectacular summit finish. The climb is around 20 kilometres long and starts at 9% for the first half before evening out towards the top. We can't wait to see it all unfold, to see who will be crowned the winner of the 2020 Herald Sun Tour. Watch the live stream tomorrow at 3:15 GMT or catch up on the highlights shortly after the stage. Either way, don't miss it.